Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back, itchy nose. Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to another episode of MenaeroCraft, our Minecraft modded survival series. So today guys, we're finally going to be dedicating an entire episode to Thaumcraft 4. That was originally the plan last episode, and then I discovered all the Ars Magica changes and wanted to check those out. It's well worth it though, because those Ars Magica changes were friggin' awesome, and to assist us today, Robito has come on over to the tower. He's going to be our assistant, and quite frankly, if anything goes wrong, we can blame him. Oh, what was that? Nothing. I'm not talking about you. I just introduced you to the audience. Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Let's just get behind him here. We'll blame him. We'll just blame Robito. All right, so time to get started with Thaumcraft 4. At the end of the last episode, we got a couple things made. We got our thermometer made, which allows us to scan items in the world to try and figure out the magical aspects that make up that item. And we also made our research table so that we can use that knowledge to research things and make magical cool items and spells and stuff like that. The problem was that I had no idea what I was doing with this research table. So some people left me some advice and some tips and stuff like that. But the other issue was that the video that I had watched prior to starting with Thaumcraft to try and give me an idea on how to start and how the research table works was outdated, and it's actually an older version of Thaumcraft 4 that had a completely different way of combining your aspects and things in the research table. That's why I kept trying to put paper in there, which doesn't work anymore. It's actually completely different. It seems like it's a bit easier now, which is good for us. So rather than having to put paper in here, what you now do is you actually just have to have paper and a scribe tool in your inventory. So let's get a piece of paper out. Let's get ourselves an ink sac. What else was it? It was a feather and one of these glass file thingies. And if we combine these in the crafting table, get ourselves a scribing tool. There we go. And paper. All we have to do to unlock research on one of these flashing icons here is simply just click on it. So we're going to research night ore because I mentioned this last episode that it's not too difficult to make. And basically, if we click this, we have unlocked the research and we now have research notes in our inventory, and then you put those in the research table to try and gain the knowledge to craft the item. So it's very simple, very easy, and I feel like an idiot because I made it look so difficult last episode. It's not difficult at all. And night ore is cool because it is actually like a light and a heat source, and the reason I bring up that is because that goes into what I'm going to talk about next, and that is the aspects and how they work. So after all the confusion last episode, and after I discovered that I was using a newer version of Thaumcraft, I decided to just sit down and actually read my Thaumonomicon. So I read through the research section so I can understand how the research table works and everything. It gives you a diagram showing you where you place things, what everything does. Really, really helpful. The other thing that I read through was the aspects of magic to try and wrap my head around how the aspects work, like scanning items and finding their magical properties, and then we can't scan some items, why? And I think maybe I'm starting to understand it a little bit. So you have primal aspects, which are the research points that we started with. When we first opened our research table, we already had things in there, and that's the primal aspects, which, as you imagine, are things like air, earth, fire, water, order, and entropy at the end, though, that have weird names like terra, ignis, aqua, auto, peridito. Then you have compound aspects, and compound aspects are a combination of two primal aspects. So for example, last time we unlocked Saxum, which is that little symbol in the middle there that is in cobblestone, and Saxum is made up of terra and terra, as we can see here, which is earth and earth. Now I've unlocked a few more because I was just fiddling around and trying to understand it before I started the episode. So I've unlocked, for example, something like vitreous, which is actually Saxum and aqua. So then it starts to get more confusing because then you have the smaller compounds, I can't remember what they're called, the compound aspects, not the primal aspects, and you can combine them with primal aspects to unlock something else. It gets really, really confusing. Now last episode we also scanned a torch and unlocked the lux aspect, and by looking in here we know that lux is made of air and ignis. So one of the cool things that you can do with this research table, I found out, is that down here is another way that you can discover different aspects. So for example, if we hadn't learnt lux and we had combined air and ignis into our research table and clicked this little button down here, we would have unlocked lux. And by doing that now, we actually gain an extra lux point. So it seems that the way it kind of works, it's like if you're low on one thing and you need it, then you can combine other things to get it. So we can also make some more saxum here, which is stone, by clicking that, and we get a point of saxum, get another point of saxum. And so I did a little bit of like mixing and matching, and I unlocked this vitreous one, I unlocked modus, and not auto. What was the other one? I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. So I'm starting to understand it and understand how it works, but it is still incredibly confusing to me. And how this works once you have research nodes is you put them up in the top here, and you get this little mini game. And now we're onto like a whole nother complicated part of it. So this little mini game has the two prime aspects that night ore is made up of, being that it is a light and a heat source. It obviously is made up of ignis and lux, light and fire. Now what you have to do to be able to get this research node complete and make the night ore is you need to connect these two together. But this is where it gets more confusing, because you can only put another aspect next to them that is either contained in the previous one or the previous one is part of. So just as an example, we know that lux is made up of ignis and air, so we can put air or ignis next to lux. Right now the only thing we can put next to ignis is lux, because we know that ignis goes into lux. Does that make sense? I've probably lost you, don't worry. I'm the one trying to explain it and I'm confused as hell. So we're going to try and connect these two. Now, I don't think I'd be able to connect them straight away. So what we need to do is we need to probably arc up or down or something like that. So if we take air, I didn't mean to put it down there, get out of there. And we put it, say, up here, we can connect it there. So the only thing we can put next to air is another lux, because we don't have anything else that is comprised of air. So we have to put another lux in, and then we need to start coming up with ignis here, our fire. And again, the only thing we can put next to ignis is lux. But now that we've got lux on either side, we can dump either ignis or air in the middle. We might put air in since we have more of them, and boom, they're connected. So it's this little fun mini game where you've got to try and link them together, and I hope that kind of made sense. Probably not. It's so confusing. I'm terrible at explaining it. So now that we've done that, we have unlocked the night ore discovery. So if we right click with this, boom, research complete. We now have a night ore entry in our Thaumonomicon that we can read, and it also shows you how to craft it. And we need to make ourselves a crucible to be able to make it. So let's just read this really quickly. This flame seems to be fueled by magic itself. The number of uses for an ever-burning flame seems endless, but unfortunately it doesn't seem to produce much more light than heat, though it could prove to be a steady source of light and energy. Night ore can also be placed in the world to act as a magical light source. So you can place them around, and they're this little glowing orb that looks amazing, and more importantly, you can use them as a heat source to boil your crucible, but we actually need to boil the crucible before that to be able to make the night ore. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to make a crucible, which is basically a cauldron hit with your wand. So I actually don't even remember how to make a cauldron, to be honest. So let's look up cauldron here. And what do we need to do? It is just a bunch of iron. So let's start ordering some stuff over. Let's get some iron over here. Where are you? And how much of that did we need? Did we need 8? We may have needed 8. I hope so. It is nighttime already, Rapido. I did bring a bed over here so that we can sleep through the night. I figure we're going to be in our maze tower quite a lot, playing around with dastardly magic. Now, there are negatives to playing around with all this magic. There is stuff that builds up called flux, and it can be really, really bad if it gets too high. By performing different magic, you get a flux build-up, and it can start spawning wisps in. It can have detrimental effects on the area, so we do have to be careful of that. But you know what, we'll be fine. We will be fine. Famous last words. So we get ourselves a cauldron here. We're also going to need probably a bunch of stone. So we'll bring over some cobblestone, and we should probably start, after we do this, scanning a bunch of basic vanilla Minecraft items so that we can unlock the aspects in them. For example, we'll do it right now with iron and stone here. So if I throw that iron down and we get our... Oh no, you son of a bitch! He stole my iron. Get it, give it back. Let's take him off drop mode so he stops doing that. Where's his inventory? He can get that iron. I forgot that I put him on that. I mean, you're doing your job, buddy, and I appreciate it, but I need that on the floor right now. So we should be able to scan this, hopefully. And there we go. We actually just unlocked a brand new aspect called Metallum. So that's pretty cool. And we haven't scanned basic cobblestone yet. It'll just give us saxum research points Oh, and it gave us something else as well, some other points. So now we can have a look at our Thaumonomicon of the new aspect of magic we just unlocked as well, the metal one, and we can see what it is made up of. So Metallum is made up of Saxum and Auto, and Auto is a primal, and Saxum is a non-primal. And by the reason for scanning things or continuing to scan things is because you get research points to spend in your research table. So there is a purpose to going around and continuing to scan things rather than just researching over and over again to unlock them. Anyway, back on track. Cauldron, cobblestone, we need netherrack and a flint and steel here because we need to boil the water that's going to be in it. We need a constant heat source under that. Netherrack on fire works. I can guarantee we don't have a flint and steel. We never do. We never friggin' do. Every time I search in there, we never have one. Okay, what else did I say we needed? What else did I say? I do not remember. That should be fine for now. We'll just get started here. So I'm just gonna... Whoa, what just happened? Rapido, I got all disorientated. Too much magic. All this confusing magical talk has got me disorientated. So I want to elevate this for a second. I'll knock this ugly thing down in a little while. But this is basically just so our cauldron, the fire that we put in here, doesn't burn through the floor. We need to get touch dig out. Touch a diggy, diggy, diggy. There we go. Boom. Actually, no. I do want that there, don't I? Yeah. And then I want the netherrack. Oh, no. That should be fine. I hope that's fine. I don't want my building catching fire is the issue here. We'll just risk it. We're risking it, guys. Okay. Let's make a flint and steel. Let's grab that. Before we light that bad boy up, let's actually put the cauldron down and whack it with our wand. Boom! And now we have a crucible. And then we should be able to light the netherrack underneath it, hopefully. Netherrack? Oh, crap. I don't want that. I don't want that at all. Don't know if I'll be able to. I'm going to have to pick this back up. Boom. Ooh, okay, not going to let me do it, so I need to get diggy out. That's the only frustrating thing about the spellbook, is you have to actually take the spell out if you want to shift-click with it, but it's not too much of a big... Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Because some items obviously act as like an inventory, and you need to shift-click to shoot them with your dig spell, and it does not work if you have... Actually, can I put this on that block, or will it put the fire out? I think I needed a block above, don't I? Ah, yeah, that's what I've done wrong. I knew I'd done something wrong. Okay, so we needed a block above. Yeah, this shouldn't be a problem then as far as fire goes. Put that there. And then... Oh god, this looks ugly. Don't worry, it won't be permanent. And then we put that underneath. Okay. Then what we need is a bucket of water. Do we have any buckets of water actually in there? No, we will get a bucket over though. And then let's go and get ourselves some water really quickly because we need to put that in the cauldron so we can boil it. We might also... Oh, what am I doing down there? I got really scared. I heard an enderman and it was terrifying. Now, where is water? There should be water just over here somewhere. I don't actually have my jetpack on at the moment because the UI for the wand here is down in the bottom left-hand corner there. And right now it's got nothing in it, but eventually those little bars or vials will fill up with aspects, and the jetpack UI covers that, so I had to move it. Move it. There's water over here. I was hoping... Oh, crap. I was hoping to find sand as well, but it doesn't look like there's any sand here because I wanted to scan some sand. Alright, that's fine then. Let's head back in and see if we can get some night ore made. The building isn't burning down yet, so it seems that is okay to have the flame there. So let's dump a bucket of water in here, and it should start boiling. Now, what is the recipe for night ore is what we need to look up next. How do we make it? So every item that you throw into the crucible has a thing called a catalyst, something you throw in after it. So the catalyst for this is glowstone dust, and what we need to put in it is different aspects. So you need to throw items that have aspect properties in there. So, for example, Lux we know is in torches, so we can throw torches in there. Ignis and Potentia are fire and energy, so a lot of it is like common sense trying to link things together. So when I think Ignis and Potentia, I think to myself, coal, fire and energy. So if we throw some coal down and scan this, we should unlock the magical properties that it contains, and hopefully we can throw it into our crucible. So let's scan it, and boom, it has Ignis and Potentia in it. Oh, it's so confusing, but it's so awesome at the same time. I love the names of things, like just pronouncing them. You sound like a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. You sound badass just pronouncing all the names. Oh, Ignis and Potentia, when really it's like Fire, Earth. It just sounds cool. Okay, so how much of these do we need is the question, because we need to get the amount right. So if we hover over this item and hold shift, we know that that has 2 Potentia and 2 Ignis in it. And torches only contain 1 lux, and we need 3 of each. So if we throw in, oh god, what have I done? I've gone to the wrong thing. So we need 3 of each. So if we throw in 6 coal, we will have 6 Potentia and 6 Ignis, and then we throw in 6 torches, and that way we can actually make 2 night ore, because right now we can't make 1 with the items we have. So I need to throw 3 of these in, I believe. So that's 2, 4, 6, and then we need to throw 6 torches in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we need to get 2 glowstone over here. I did make some more glowstone with our glowstone essence. I found out I can also make black dye, aka ink, with our dye seeds, so we don't have to worry about setting up a squid farm or anything like that, which is really cool. So throw glowstone in, and hopefully, fingers crossed, this works. Boom! We just got night ore, and we should get another one. We didn't get another one, but we did get 1 night ore. Oh god, I hope I didn't screw up throwing a second glowstone in there. Oh god. So this stuff, night ore, is really, really cool. This is what we were trying to make. Da-da-da-da. Oh, I got a light up there from Ars Magica. I was going to put this up there. Never mind. Okay, so let's put it out in the world and see what it looks like. Boom. So it looks like that. That is what night ore looks like. It's this little magical flame. I think it's going to look awesome to decorate this room and this stuff too, because it'll look better than like the Vintium torches around. So let's grab that and you can just break it and get it back. The other cool thing about it is it actually acts as a heat source that you can put under your cauldron, as I said before, rather than having netherrack there. So we can get rid of all this cobblestone and put the cauldron at base level with the night ore underneath it, because it does not burn the environment, unlike dirty, dirty fire. There we go. We'll get rid of all this and get it set up. Lovely. Thank you very much. I shouldn't have put that back in my spell book, shouldn't I? Because I now have to take it out anyway to get that down. Thank you. Alright, nothing nasty came out of that. Sometimes if you put the wrong materials in the cauldron or the crucible, you get that liquid flux I was talking about comes out, and that would not be good. So what we want to do is we're just going to bust a hole in the floor for now, I think. I think that's probably the easiest thing to do. I don't have a problem with that. So let's just put a hole there, put the night ore right there in the hole, and then we can put the crucible on top of it. And we did it, guys. We made our first magical item from Thaumcraft. Yeah! It is confusing as hell. I'm still wrapping my brain around all of it, but we managed to get something done. I'm pretty darn happy about that. There are a couple more things I would like to make. I believe there's like a Thaumcraft style crafting table you can put down that looks really cool. This thing here, an arcane workbench. I think it just serves the same function as a crafting table, but it looks magical, so that's why I want to make it. And I believe it might just be a similar process of making a crafting table and then whacking it with your wand. So we're going to give that a quick go here. Why did I make 2? Guys, why did I put 2 in there? Guys, why did I do it? Why did I do it? I don't even know, Rapido. I've lost my marbles. Okay, all this confusing stuff. And boom, no. Okay, so I have no idea how to make that. Let's consult the almighty Thaumonomicon and see if it's in here. Where would it be? Oh, here it is. Arcane work table. Yeah. Oh, no, it's just a standard table. Oh, my bad. My bad. Alright then. So the standard table, how did we make that again? It was like that. What am I doing? What am I doing? I have lost my marbles. I thought it was like that. Isn't that how I make a table? No, it's the other way round. Now, apparently, I'm Batman. Okay, so we need to put that down, not an actual workbench. We need to... Oh, God, I've done it again. That's it. I'm just hacking away at this thing with my sword. I'm going to have to get rid of that. Do something about the spell book, and then we can whack that. And that looks really, really cool. Now, along, of course, with just being a standard crafting table, there are some things, items that you make that you have to infuse with Viz, and Viz is like the magical energy that you can store in your wand further down the line, and I think that's why there's this little wand thing that I can place my wand in. And what I really like about it is it physically shows your wand on top. That's really cool. Alright, but we'll take that. Actually, you know, we may as well leave that in there because we aren't using our wand for anything at the moment. What I would like to do as well before we wrap the episode up is I would like to just scan a few things, basically. Just some basic vanilla Minecraft stuff. For example, we have some netherrack here. So let's throw that down and give it a scan. And we found out that it has ignis, saxum, and terria in it, which is really cool, or terraria. We already did that, What about a bucket? Let's see if we can scan a bucket, because we did find out the metal one from an iron ingot. So we can, and we have discovered vacuous, which is a new research. Cool, a new aspect. So we've uncovered vacuous, which is void, which is pretty darn cool. Let's also see if we can scan glass yet. I'm not sure if we'll be able to. No. So what I also would like to do is scan some sand, maybe, which it doesn't look like we have any in here. It's like we could also scan, you know, feathers, apples. We can scan wool. There's so much we can scan. What else? Bricks? Did we scan bricks? I don't think we scanned bricks. We can scan clay. We can scan sugarcane. I mean, there's so much that you can just go through and scan like a madman. So let's throw some sugarcane down. We'll scan that. And we cannot scan that yet. We need to unlock more information. Throw a feather down and see if we can scan that. We did, and we discovered vultuous aspect. So that's a new aspect discovered as well. Flight, which is awesome. Oh, it's so cool. I really love this mod already. I'm falling in love with you, Thaumcraft. Can't scan apples yet. Alright, fine and dandy. Wool. Let's scan this bad boy. Can't scan wool yet. Fine. I see how this is. I just said I was in love with you, Thaumcraft, and look what you're doing to me. We can, in fact, scan bricks, which are ignis and terria, which makes sense because you get bricks by burning clay. So I wonder if we can scan clay. We should be able to, you would assume. You would make the assumption that if we can scan the bricks, we can scan the clay, which is aqua and terria. Again, makes sense because clay is like water and junk. So let's sleep until morning, and then we might go and scan some sand and see if we can use any magical knowledge we gain to actually discover glass, because that one's bugging me a little. What about our bed? Oh, God. Can we scan our bed? No, because we couldn't scan wool yet, so it makes sense that we can't scan our bed. I'm just going to dump some of this stuff back in here. Did we try the flint and steel? I don't think we did we? All right, let's try that. We cannot scan a flint and steel. That is fine. I'm also going to have to set up a permanent water source in here, too. Alright, we'll just dump all of that stuff in there for now that we don't need on us. We've got an extra crafting table for the hell of it. Let's go scan a few things. We'll see if we can scan a few things. We might actually just go over to our ME system so I'm not constantly throwing stuff on the ground in here and scan some stuff from there. Morning, world! It has been a while since we have seen the sun. We've been hunched over in our mage tower, stirring at our cauldrons and creating dark arts, and our skin has gone all pasty and white. We're turning into an evil creature. Sand. Come on, let me scan you. Ooh, we did. So we scanned sand, which gave us, I'm not really sure. I don't really know them off by heart at the moment. I know terria because that one's really simple. What about grass and stuff like that? Can't scan grass. Roses. Can't scan roses. Now, can we scan grass blocks yet? Because we couldn't last time and we still can't. I wonder why that is. Like, I'm trying to think, what would a grass block be made out of? Huh. I'm not really sure, but let's see if we can scan glass now. This should just be standard glass. And we can. We were able to scan glass, and I think that's because we scan sand. I may be completely wrong. Maybe it's just glass panes that I can't scan, and I can scan vanilla standard kind of glass, but let's find out. See, yeah, okay, so we can't scan glass panes yet, which is weird. What about this cobblestone? Some things will just outright tell you nothing can be learned from this, and that's generally if it's from another mod that isn't compatible with Thaumcraft, but a lot of them seem to be, which is cool. What about bricks? Oh, we can scan the stairs. We got some more Saxum research points, which is really cool. Wood is one that's confusing me a little bit. I'm not sure why, but we can't scan wood. Yeah, I still can't get wood. Maybe I need to scan saplings first. Crafting table, maybe? No. Cauldron? Oh, and we got a lot of the metal points, I believe, in that one. That was awesome. Which means we should be able to scan iron bars. Yep, there we go. Cool. This is amazing, guys. Just running around scanning everything. So much fun. Tinker's Construct. What about you? No, cannot learn anything from that. That is fine. Let's head over to our farm and see if we can scan any of our plants and carrots and wheat and stuff like that as well. Oh, crap. Completely forgot. I didn't have my jetpack on. Our wand we don't have on us, so I can fly. There we go. Cool. So let's see if we can scan wheat. That's saying seeds. That's not actually saying wheat. Let's knock one down and throw some wheat on the ground here and scan it. We cannot scan wheat yet. Alright, what about the seeds? No. So I'm guessing maybe we have to unlock, like, the aspect of life would make sense to be able to scan seeds, because seeds breed life into something. So as I mentioned, a lot of it seems to be fairly common sense, like, you know, combining two things together. Kind of like with Lux. It's a good example because it's light, and light is fire and air. I like that one because it makes a lot of sense. What about animals? I wonder if you can scan animals. Chicken, can I scan you? Well, you can, but we just don't have the knowledge. What about sheep? I'm assuming if I can't scan one, I probably can't scan them all. Trapdoor? Don't you go down my trapdoor! No, we can't scan that yet. What about tanks? Oh, we did. And that is the vitreous, which is clear, and that's glass. Alrighty. Which is weird that I can't scan the glass panes yet. Yeah, that's strange. Coloured wood. Nothing. Horsey, what about you? Hi-ho. It's been a while. We need to take you out for a ride at some point. You're kind of neglected in here. Factory blocks. Nothing can be learned from there, which means it's not supported by the mod. What we should scan is some of this sandstone and gravel back here, as well as maybe like copper ore. Ooh, and we unlocked I don't even know how to pronounce that. Basalt. There's so much to learn. So much to scan. It's wondrous. I could run around doing this for hours. Here we go, gravel. We should be able to scan gravel. Okay, cool. Cool. We're making good progress, I think. I still can't scan dirt, which you think would be like one of the easiest things to scan. We can scan like gravel and copper and stuff, but not grass, which is odd. What about water? Sewage. Oh, that's not even water. That was sewage. We should actually find like a water block and scan that or something. That would be a smart thing to do. I doubt I'll be able to scan... Oh, we can check cacti, leaves, everything. I mean, you just go around scanning everything. Can't scan that. Okay, let's check our sugarcane and cactus down here, and then we'll scan water, I think, as well. Alright, cacti. Can't learn that yet. Sugarcane. Already tried sugarcane, didn't we? I am an idiot. I did not have sexual relations with that lady. Okay, let's scan tropics water. And we got some more aqua. Oh, I guess that one is a primal aspect, so that makes sense. And there's so much we can scan. I need to figure out how to scan dirt and wood, though, because those ones are eluding me. And they're very basic. They are very, very basic. But for now, guys, I'm actually all out of time for this episode. I hope it wasn't too confusing. I'm confused, so it probably was. I'm still really, really confused. I'm going to try and learn more. I'm going to read more of the Thaumonomicon so we can have some more fun with Thaumcraft next time. We made some good progress, though. We learned how to use research. We made ourselves some night ore. We got our crucible set up, and I can only imagine that it's going to get far more complicated, advanced very, very soon. But for now, we're going to end it here. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave it a rating. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye.